Hello, I want to go over Module 1 with you. So I'm going to focus on the module itself and then go into the assignments. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now item is the video introduction. So we all want to get to know one another, and I think that that's really important. So here, I just have some, easy guidelines for you to follow. One thing that I prefer to do and makes it much easier for all the students in the course is to have your video ready to play. And so I've given you specific instructions on how to do that. And if I scroll down, you can see how you can do that within the course. And here I have a brief video on how to upload if you record a video like on your phone or something, you can upload it to YouTube and then you can just provide the link to YouTube. Sometimes Canvas is a little finicky with how you can upload videos. And we don't want to have to select a link. And if it's not working, we just want to click the video and then view your video. So have it set up that way. So some of the items that we have here, just some ideas of things that you can go along with is your current profession. Are you working or not? What are your career goals? Those are some ideas for you to speak about in your introduction. Your academic history, if you would like to discuss that. Additional academic goals beyond your degree program here at FGCU. Are you interested in a graduate program? Do you want to go into the workforce? Or do you already have your own business and you want to expand on that business? Perhaps you want to go into the workforce for a little bit of time and then start your own business down the road. And so let us know where you are in your place right now and what your future goals might be. Maybe some personal hobbies you may want to talk about, family, pets, etc., that sort of thing. Maybe things if you do volunteer work, and then something interesting about yourself. And so, these are some ideas. You don't have to follow every single one of them. It is nice to give a good report about yourself. So please go ahead and do so. And then I ask you to please respond to two of your peers, at least two of your peers, so that you can get to know one another. You view their videos and you can respond to them. There may be something that they've mentioned that resonates with you. So here are the instructions again. Then I've already have my interview, so you can get to know me a little bit better to start with. So all you do is just select reply, and then you can include your own video as well. Okay, so let's move on to the next section because I want to address this. This is the preparation for the course assignments. And so what I've started with here, I've done this as a quiz because it just makes it a little bit easier for you to grasp and for me to understand that you understand what needs to be done. So here's the overview of what we're going to be including for the bulk of the course. So there are a few things that are coming up very soon in Module 2 and in Module 3. And you want to think about these things in advance. So one thing is we have a city program certification exam that you'll be taking. And I want you to be able to download here under research the Belmont report. You want to download that and read it before you even start the exam. Because if you don't, it's going to take you too long and you're probably not going to do well on the exam. So I encourage you to, and plus you may get frustrated. So read the report, just read through it quickly. And then so you understand what it's all about. And then go ahead soon after you've read it and take the exam. And then we have some other items here. We have the company contact template. So the major project here in this course is a company report. It's your case study report on a company. And you need to start off with finding a company that you can work with. And here I want you to just take a look at the contact template. It's a very brief one page item, but it solidifies that you have a company to work with. Typically, when you have a team working together, 4 or 5 students, at least one of the students has either a family member, a friend, a neighbor, a relative, someone who is running their own business. And so typically you within your group, you can find someone that you can have this case study analysis with. And then the other thing that's required, now you don't, this is not due until module 3. I just want to make you aware of what you will be doing. And then here, the next item is the informed consent form that the business owner is required to sign so that you and your team can publish your work about the case study. You can present at conference, as I mentioned in the overview. Okay, so then again, that is due in module 3. You have time to, think about that, and then you're going to get together with your team and make whether virtually get together with your team, I mean, and then you will discuss what business you want to go with. If you have any concerns or questions, reach out to me. I'm happy to help in any way I can. And if you're totally stuck and you can't find a team, or you can't find a business, I do have a few businesses in my portfolio that I'm able to move your way, and then you can decide what you want to do there. Okay, the next last item here under the resources is an optional honors component in the course. So I'll go over that a little bit more when we go into the tasks, but that is something I strongly encourage you to participate in. It is optional, and you do get credit for it. There's an actual 1% credit that's added to the course if you complete the honors program. And you don't need to be an honor student to partake in the honors component. All right, so let's take a look at what's involved here. So the first task is to prepare for the city exam. Read that Belmont report, as I mentioned. So just get yourself prepared for it. And then once you have completed module 1, if you've read this, go right into module 2 and take the exam. That way it's fresh in your mind. Just go ahead and take it. So you're done with it. Then when we go down to part 2 is to prepare for your final project, the company selection. You'll want to get together with your team first to decide what business you will go with, but I just want to prepare you in advance for this. So think about certain things like the company eligibility requirements here. Has a company been in business for at least 1 year? I prefer 3 years because then you have so much more to write about in your case study than just one company that's been in business for a year. The other thing is, does the owner within that company work full-time on the business? It cannot be a student-run business for a student who's working full-time or part-time, but going to school full-time or part-time. So we want to stay away from that. And it cannot be a business that a student in the team owns. So that's not permitted. But the whole idea of this is you're acting as a consultant in a way to this business. And so you can't be too close to the business in that respect. They also need to have a functioning website, and they need to be earning revenue. So typically, if a company has been in business for 3 years, they have some traction. They're running the business. They're earning some income. They're still in business, and it's a good opportunity for you. I do make the exception of going, at least 1 year. And I make exceptions too if they don't have a website and they're a business that's been in business for a long time. There are some exceptions. Just reach out to me if you have a business that you feel, oh, this might be a gray area. Let me just make sure. I just want to make sure that you have enough robust information to complete a really good case study. All right, so let's move on. There will be a interview requirement. You will interview the business owner. Of course, that's not due until module 3, but still, we just want to understand what is expected of us in the course. We do suggest that you interview the business owner either over a Zoom meeting, if you need to do it virtually. Very difficult to get all team members together in one place to interview a business owner. And all team members need to be able to listen to the interview if they cannot attend. So perhaps a virtual meeting, everyone can attend, but it's unlikely. So I suggest that you record it either on Zoom, which is very easy to record on Zoom, or if you have your cell phone and do a video recording on your cell phone, or even an audio recording if you have no other choice. That would be fine as well. But at least your teammates can hear and understand what questions were asked and how the answers conveyed to the team. So then, of course, there's the informed consent form that the business owner would sign, and you need to have them sign that before you start the interview process. So that's crucially important. I go over that in when we go into that module and we start working in that space. But I just want to give you a heads up. All right, and then the company contact assignment, again, as I mentioned, it just has some basic information on the business, one brief form just shows that it's a legitimate business. And then, of course, I look into that. Here, part 3 is the optional honors component. And you can select the link here, which takes you to broader information about the honors component. So that is available for you. You can take a look at that and get more information on the honors component. It's basically set up that you create a digital portfolio. And I've had students tell me that that was probably their favorite part of the course. And although the case study analysis is pretty cool too, I've had many, many students say they really enjoyed that whole process and the final result. So, think about this, think about the honors component. I encourage everyone to participate in the honors component. You do need to have a grade B or better in this course. This course is not a difficult course to get an A, but you do need to do the work. So that's the clincher there. That's the caveat. All right. And then, so the course is based at 101%, given that you complete the honors component. If you do not complete any part of the honors component, then your grade is based on 100%. So I sometimes have students reach out to me, I didn't participate in the honors component, and my grade is showing that I'm missing the assignment. Well, it will show that way that you're missing the assignment, but your grade is still based at 100% if you don't partake in the honors component. All right. If you do complete the honors component, then this course will show as an honors course on your transcript. Can be very beneficial to, if you want to go to grad school, if you want to, have a career and have that competitive advantage, that could be very uh, advantageous for you. All right, so then you just take the quiz, and the quiz is very, very simple. It just asks you 3 separate questions about the objectives. And so you have all the information there, and each question refers to each particular item. Do you understand that you need to read the Belmont report before taking the city exam? And then we go into the information about the final project, and then the component for the honors. And if there is something here that you don't understand or you do need clarity on, please don't select yes, you agree. Reach out to me. And this is a graded quiz, but it's not timed, so you don't have to worry about it timing out on you. But just reach out to me and ask me for clarity. And I'm happy to do, very, very happy to do so. So I want to thank you so much, and please reach out to me with any questions you may have.